once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait.
Here I've got my 2 front floor mats pulled out, I've got my vacuum cleaner, I got my interior detailing caddy. So as a rule, I pull out the floor mats, I pre-vacuum. Now I prefer this stiff brush. Now the Tornador has a setting here that allows either the solution from this tank to be injected as it shoots out, or you can close it off so it's strictly air. At the end is a rotating jet, and this is where the air and the solution come out. Essentially what it does is this thing spins at a high RPM rate and breaks up the fibers and releases the dirt. So there's a few strategies in using this piece of equipment. You've got the ability to pre-treat your carpeting, which I like to do. I use my super degreaser all-purpose cleaner. These are considered rather heavily soiled, so I'm going to go straight to the super degreaser. It's going to be diluted down 4:1 in this situation. So right there was just, that's my compressor going on. Right there was just straight water. And even with straight water, it's very effective. Now one of my little tricks is my rapid remover. It is a very effective grease cutter, oil cutter. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around in these spots that I'm pretty confident are usually grease or oil. I'm going to pre-treat that along with my super degreaser. Now you can already tell that it's breaking up the dirt. So there's our finished product. Now I'm just going to let it sit here and dry. And based on the weather and the temperature and so on and so forth, I may do the worst of the carpeting first thing so it can be drying as I'm doing the detail for the rest of the car. I've got my bucket jockey. This is my interior cleaning caddy. Now, as a rule, I'm going to either pick my Meguiar's all-purpose cleaner that is diluted down 10 parts of water to 1 part concentrate. I've got my super degreaser that is diluted down 4:1. 4 parts water to 1 part super degreaser concentrate. So, based on how dirty the material is that I'm cleaning will determine which product I use. I also, as one of my favorite tricks, is I use the rapid remover. All these things you can find on my site. If you go to the show more area directly underneath this video, you'll find links to my website that you can get your own products and help support my cause. Now, because I buy this in a gallon form, because I use so much of it, because it's such a useful product, I put it in a separate spray bottle. This is an amazing grease cutter, oil cutter, solvent, and not the traditional solvent, but it dissolves things that these types of cleaners will not dissolve. So these are essentially my 3 tricks, my go-to products for cleaning anything on the interior, and it's just a case by case. I use this straight from the bottle in case I know someone's asking out there as they watch this video. In my tank, it's strictly tap water in my solution tank for the Tornador cleaning gun. Let me set this up for you because here we are in my garage. So here's a spot. So that oil is a big mess that's actually differential oil. This section here that's very dramatically clean there, and that little spot there, is when I first got the gun and I wanted to test it out, and this was approximately 2.5 to 3 months ago. And as you can see, it does an amazing job. but I want to show you guys firsthand exactly me cleaning it so you can see it live and see the gun in action. So when I'm cleaning anything, I'm going to pre-vacuum the area first. I often will take a scrub brush like this brush here. So in this case here, because I know it's heavily saturated with dirt and oil, what I would do if this was on the floor mat is, because I know that this will cut grease and oil better than even my super degreaser, I'm going to pre-treat this with the rapid remover. Just like that. And I'm going to scrub it in. And you can see how it already begins to break up that oil. This solution, which is the rapid remover, actually requires a dwell time of anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. Not minutes, but seconds. So it works very quickly. So I just break it up like that. Then I take my super degreaser, in this case, and I'm going to follow up immediately with this, and I'm going to scrub the area. Now as I begin to use the tool, the Tornador, you will hear my compressor turn on in the back. So you have, with this dial, you can either shoot straight air or you can inject solution. Now I want to use some solution because I want to rinse away the dirt and the chemicals that are now on the carpeting. And by the way, see how well that broke that down already? And I haven't even touched it with this. So this is what I would call the cheap man's version of doing interior car detailing. So I've set this nozzle so that I have full maximum amount of fluid, which is tap water, that's going to be coming out of this along with the air. And there's my compressor going on. So just for kicks, let's see how well this machine, this tool, can actually use on the carpeting with no treatment whatsoever. It's merely just the compressed air that spins out of this tip. That was just straight air. So literally it breaks up the dirt and gets rid of it. Now let's try some water. So the first was straight air, the second was air and water. Clearly the air with the water does a better job. I did not even use a single chemical on that. To me, that is pretty amazing and makes for a very compelling argument as to the effectiveness of this tool. So let me pre-treat this area with my super degreaser. That right there was my old school way of cleaning carpet and upholstery on the interior of cars. You can see that it's still very effective, and that's why I recommend a lot of you guys that are just starting out, this is how you can start out on a true shoestring budget, is what I call it, where you just need the right chemical, some kind of scrub brush, and a scrub brush can be any relatively stiff nylon brush. So that was my old school way of doing carpeting. And it's still very effective, but it's not as nearly effective to me as the new Tornador gun. So here you've got good, here you've got better, and here you have best. Now this is where the oil spots were. So this literally, this section right here was nothing but water and air. Now that I've already done this, I'm going to finish cleaning it with water and air from the gun. So what I do though is I will mop this up with a microfiber Then I can take my gun and set it to air only, and I can literally kind of fluff dry this area and help speed up the drying process. So I hope you've learned something. Once again, follow the links to my website if you want to get your own tool. I appreciate in advance all your support. I appreciate your questions and your comments. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook, so check that out.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good.